Designs by Tita here. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. I'm so glad that you are here today. I'm going to do an ironing tutorial, and I'm going to show you how I iron a canvas and get it ready to diamond paint. I did an ironing tutorial a long time ago, but I found a few new tips and tricks that seem to make it easier. So maybe this is my ironing tutorial 2.0, because you know, you're always learning new stuff, right? So let me go ahead and get started. And I want to say and preface this first. This is just how I do it. I'm sure there's a lot of other different ways to do it. You may find other tutorials, but this is how I do it. And I do also want to say that if you iron your canvas, you're doing that at your own risk. I'm not responsible if you ruin your canvas. Again, I'm just showing you how I do it, okay? So let me show you a couple things that you're going to need to do. First of all, you need your paintings, right? And then you're going to need a nice iron. I would recommend that you use a heavy iron. I know there are a lot, I've seen them on Temu, there's these little portable, tiny little irons, but you really need the weight of an iron. So hopefully you have a good heavy iron. You know, don't go out and buy one if all you have is the small one. You know, use what you have, but I do like to recommend one of the heavier irons. I see them all the time in thrift stores, so you can pick them up pretty cheap if you don't have an iron. A lot of us don't anymore because we don't iron our clothes, at least I don't. And then you're going to need something to straighten your canvases with. I use this. You certainly can use your good old forearm for it. And then you're going to need a cloth. This just happens to be an extra pillowcase that I have. But you could use a towel, you could use a dishcloth, you could just use some fabric. You need something that you can cover it with. And again, let me show you how I do it. All right, I've got two canvases. This first one isn't really wrinkled very bad. It's more like how we get our canvases. And this is a really cute one. It just came from Temu. It's a little 30 by 30. I mean, you can see the back that it's not super wrinkled. It's just from being folded, right? And the first step that I do is I want to, you know, you can roll it backwards, first of all. I mean, if you want to get it to lay flat, because I want the release, or the cover sheet, I want it to be as flat as I can get it on the painting. Sometimes if you have a really, really wrinkled painting, the cover sheet is not all the way flat. There's kind of like an air bubble in a valley. And that you want to try to mitigate as much as you can. So this one, again, is not bad at all. This is really probably 9 times out of 10, you know, this is how we get them. They're just a little bit wrinkled from being folded. You certainly could like lay this under something heavy, or you could put it under your mattress. I'm too impatient, and to be honest, perfectionism gets in my way, and I really need to have it really flat. Like, I know a lot of people would probably paint on it just like this, but I like it a little bit flatter. So the first thing that you can do, I'm going to show you a couple things. The first way, you just cover it like that. You're going to use about a medium iron, maybe a medium low iron. You can try it without steam, first of all. Let me get my steam off. Hold on. Don't want steam on. Okay. So you're going to keep your iron moving pretty quickly over this. You don't want to leave it in one spot too long. And you're just going to iron like this, and you're going to keep going over it until you get it totally flat, which it's getting better. But you know, I get a little impatient. So a viewer actually told me that this is how she does it. And I'm going to show you my 2.0 trick. And again, you need to be careful with this because I'm going to use steam. And you're going to think I'm absolutely probably crazy, but I'm going to use steam. You could use this like that and steam through it. You certainly could go like that if you wanted to, which it still helps, but it's too slow for me. So I'm going to show you what I do. I just go very quickly like this. Just very, very quickly. You don't want to leave your iron on in one spot very long. Again, I just go really quickly and boom, all the wrinkles are done. Voila, we are finished and it is ready to paint and it is totally fine. I will show you, let me let this cool off a second, and I'm going to show you that it is still sticky. It is not going to ruin the stick on it at all. I'm going to show you, see, it's still sticky, doesn't ruin it. But that's how I do it. Again, this is just my way. I'm sure there's other ways, but that's how I do it. So this again is just a typical canvas that we all get from the budget friendlies. You know, I also probably should preface, gosh, I can't even talk, that this is for poured glue. I don't know if you can iron a double-sided adhesive. I've never done it. So this is only for poured glue. And as you can see, this is a little bit of a hot mess. Look at that. Can you see all those wrinkles? That's pretty bad. We got this one up here that's all wrinkled up. It is not in good shape at all, and I love this painting. Isn't she beautiful? So again, the first step, I'm going to roll this backwards because I want this to lay as flat as I can, because I need to get this cover sheet as flat as I can on to the canvas, because we don't want it to be in any little valleys or anything like that. We don't want any air bubbles. We want it to lay nice and flat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and first I'm going to straighten it as best I can. And, you know, again, you can use one of, you know, the little scraper thing that I have, or you certainly can use your forearm. I'll show you that way too. I'll do it on this side. There's all kinds of different ways to do this, but you can just lay it flat like this, and that works equally as well. So there is that. I do like my scraper thingy because it gets a lot of the air bubbles out, because you want to get as much air bubbles out as you can. So be patient as you work this. Okay, so because I know this is totally wrinkled, if I used my my pillowcase, it would take me a long time. Again, you know, I get a little impatient, so I can't do it. I can't do that. So I'm gonna just start, oops, I got an air bubble there. There's an air bubble here and it's not laying flat. So there we go. Let's see if that's better. There's a little air bubble here too. So this is what takes a little bit of the prep time. Just getting those air bubbles out. That is one as well. Let me work on that one more time, okay? Let's see if I can get, because there's an air bubble right there in the middle, and I want to see if I can get that cover sheet nice and flat. So I just kind of scrape right in there like that, see if I can get that cover sheet down. And sometimes I can't get it as perfect as I want, but try to get it as much as I can. That's probably about as good as I can get it. So again, I'm going to be using steam. I'm going to be moving actually pretty quickly on this. Again, you do not want your iron to be on here for very long because you can ruin your canvas. And my suggestion is for you to practice on one. Do you have a canvas that you really don't like? Something that is just, it wouldn't matter if you ruined it to practice? Okay, so we're beginning to get there. Can you see that? Yeah, she's getting there. Almost done. So let me just go a little bit more. And you just have to take your time. Again, move quickly with your iron. And I know people are probably telling me, Tita, you need to cover it. But like I said, this is how I do it. And this is a actual Temu painting. Oh no, I'm sorry, it is not a Temu painting. This is a Fan Cells painting. So it's budget friendly. Of course, you don't need to worry about ironing any of your premium canvases because they are a premium canvas, right? But there I go. And she is done. She is nice and flat. I will re-straighten out the cover sheet because there's a couple little wrinkles in the cover sheet. I will straighten that out because sometimes that bugs me too. And we will just straighten that out. And she is going to be absolutely good to go. Yep, there we go. She is good to go. She is ready to diamond paint. And just to show you on the back, there's still maybe a little bit of wrinkles in it. I mean, I could probably do maybe a little bit more. Depends upon how finicky you are. I sometimes tend to get a little finicky. But yeah, that's it. So those are the two diamond paintings. We did this one that was really, really pretty wrinkled. And then we did this other little budget friendly that was not so wrinkled. So I did two. Again, iron at your own risk. This is just how I do it. I do want to show you that this didn't ruin any of the stickiness so that you can see it's still sticky. It didn't ruin anything on it. You don't want to iron on this side. You always want to iron on the back side. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, drop me a comment. I hope you find it helpful. Again, practice on something first that you don't care about because I'm not responsible. I'm putting this disclaimer in. I am not responsible if you ruin a diamond painting, okay? This, again, is just how I do it. So, yeah, so that's, I guess, about it, okay? So enjoy. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Remember, you're perfect exactly as you are. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. And do one thing today that your future self is going to thank you for. And I think she is so, so pretty. She's just gorgeous, isn't she? I just love her. Yeah, she is so, so pretty. All right, everybody. I'm going to catch you on the next one.